Good morning, fam. This is part 26. If this is the first time you're seeing me, head back to the beginning. Figure out why we're here. Figure out if you want to be here. If you do, start at part 1. Do the work. And meet us back here when you've caught up. So now you know that I'm a medium and my page is going to drastically start changing as I'm going to start helping people find themselves again, reconnect with their soul, find peace. So if peace and light, if that scares you, please move on. If you'd rather sit in the dark and be miserable and be unhappy and be scared in this world that is only going to get worse, which I'll explain to you why later, baby steps. If you're scared, nobody's forcing you. Nobody's forcing you to go towards the light. If you're more comfortable sitting in your pile of shit, sit in your pile of shit. That's fine. If you're more comfortable in the dark, stay in the dark. I don't care. I literally just want to help those who they want to go towards the light. They want to find peace. Because honestly, I've never met another medium in my entire life. It's just not talked about. People heal and they find a way back to connect with source, and they gatekeep. Isn't that insane? Like, I found my way back home, and I just want to help everyone find their way back home. Well, of course, like I said, those of you that want to help yourselves, because nobody can save you. Nobody can save you. It doesn't matter if I see someone struggling and I have the tools to help them. I can hand them the tool belt, but if they're not willing to use those tools, or they're more comfortable sitting there crying and whining about how miserable they are, by all means, that's your choice. So, we're going to start doing a lot of self-reflecting and growth, and I'm not going to gatekeep. I'm going to help get you there. Okay, so everyone should know, like, you're not alone. First of all, you're never alone, ever. We all have guides or people who know our plan, know what we want to achieve out of this lifetime, and they help guide us, and they try to protect us, and they try to steer us in the right direction. The only thing is we still have free will. Like, we have free will, and it doesn't matter if someone's guiding you if you ignore it. Like, they can only do so much. For example, the story I told when somebody told me to run, that was to protect me. When I had my full awakening, I actually saw things in my past, like, for example, that I was supposed to die 3 times during my life. One of them was the day I chose to run. The reason I heard run in my head was because somebody was protecting me. There was danger. Like, if I didn't run, something bad was going to happen to me. But I listened, I ran, and here I am. I'm still here. I'm still here because I was protected. I was protected by those that are supposed to protect us. So if you were actually able to get a glimpse in your life, like, how many times was there bad or something around you that could have affected you that you didn't even realize? Like, you didn't even realize that you were protected from that in life, or that you had, you know what I mean, that near experience that could have took your life. But because you were protected in some way, you're still here. All right, so it's time to prove it. Everybody has guides. And you can ask them to show you that they're there and they're protecting you and that they're with you by just asking them to send you a sign. And make sure it's a sign that you can't miss. Like, I am not going to ask for example, an orange, and then go into a grocery store and be like, oh my gosh, there's my sign. Yeah, there's going to be oranges in grocery stores. You have to ask for something and find it in the most unexpected way. For example, story time. when I had went through something really hard and I was going through a lot of pain. Both of my parents had passed, and every morning my dad made himself known. Like every morning my dad sent me a sign to know he was there, but I wasn't getting any signs from my mom. Like I was almost begging her. I was begging her, like, please, please send me a sign. Like just send me a sign. And nothing. Like it actually hurt because I felt so alone and I was so hurt, and my dad was there and my mom wasn't. So I came across this book. It's your third book. It's called Signs by Laura Jackson. And I tried reading this book, and I actually had spirits request me to hand this book out to certain people. So it took me a really long time to actually get through the book and read the book. But in the book, she says that you can ask for a sign. You can ask the universe for a sign. You can ask your guides for a sign. You can ask a past loved one. For example, me asking my mom to send me a sign to let me know that she was there. The first book that I gave away, I was working in one of my dental offices in Northern Phoenix, and a 9-year-old little boy came to me and wanted to communicate with his mother that was a dental assistant at this office that I was at. And he was shy because he wouldn't come closer so that I could actually like study or see his face. And I told her, like, that's so weird because when I see a spirit in the physical, they're so close. Like I can study them from head to toe, and they're in my memory. Like once I scan them, like it's here. But he wouldn't come closer. Like I could only see bits and pieces of the detail of his face. And I was like, it's almost like he's shy. And of course his mother confirmed that he is shy, and that's why he wouldn't come close enough for me to see. But he wanted to communicate with his mother, and so he wanted me to give her my book. And I was like, no, like I already showed her the book. I'm reading this book. She can get her own book. And they're very convincing. When spirits want you to do something, they repeat and repeat and repeat. Like if you've ever had the feeling to get up and check the door, and like that thought won't stop, obviously, until you get up and check the door. Yeah, your mind doesn't repeat like that. You have a thought. So when it repeats, it's a spirit trying to get you to do something to guide you, and they're very persistent. So I gave her my book, and there was a couple other books that were also sent out per request from Spirit to people who needed the healing. And I listen. Like when a spirit asked me to do something, I actually listen. I asked for an orange. I asked for an orange if this is something I'm supposed to be doing. Like if I'm supposed to be helping people heal and find their way back to source, become better people, find peace, show me that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm all in. But I wanted an orange. And probably about 2 weeks later, I saw that dental assistant at the Northern office, and I was like, oh, hey, did you read that book? And the furthest I got in that book myself was to the chapter talking about oranges. And she was like, oh yeah. She was like, I got to the chapter about oranges. And I was just like, oh, that's crazy. So I immediately text the next person that I know I gave that book to. And I was like, hey, did you start reading the book Signs, and how far did you get? And she also got 2 oranges. So I got my oranges. I got 3 oranges, actually. That was my sign. And when I actually got to the end of the book, mine and my mom's song was used as an example that spirits will use songs to communicate as well. My mom was with me the whole time. She sent me this book that actually allowed me to find myself and help others and become this amazing person that I am today. My mom was with me the whole time, and all I had to do is get through the book to find my sign. So the thing I found out about life is you have to have faith. You really do have to have faith. And many people say they have it, but how many people 100% believe and is guided by the light and source and guides? Or how many people ignore them and you're just running around willy-nilly doing whatever you want? So do a little investigating yourself. Ask for a sign from somebody, from your guide or a family member.